Good morning and welcome to our online class. Today we are going to be playing with the December Something for Everything Paper Pumpkin Kit. And this kit has sold out, so if you weren't lucky enough to get one of the kits, subscribe in time for one of the kits. There's two things here. One, I have an alternate to the alternate project that we're going to be creating with the First Frost stamp set. And in addition to that, I'm giving three away to three lucky winners. So these are the cards that we're going to be creating today. These are alternates to the kit, but you'll notice one of those actually isn't made with the Paper Pumpkin kit. So you can see how you can substitute different things and fun things that you can do with some different products and get the same effects. So let me get right into what we're giving away here. I'm giving three of these away, and I will note that I have a couple of these left. So I know they're sold out. If you didn't get one, the first couple of people that email me at Tami@stampwithtami.com, it has to be via email, I will let you know if I still have it, and you can purchase one for $25. So just a note, but I am giving three away. All you need to do is leave a comment here with anything on the original video from Facebook Live or on YouTube. If you share this broadcast onto a social media platform and type the word shared into the comments of the original video, then you will be entered a second time into this drawing to win this sold out kit. And if you are new to my channel, welcome. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss anything. And if you're not sure, maybe you're not new, but you just don't really know what Paper Pumpkin is yet, Paper Pumpkin is your one-stop shop. It is a crafting. It's like a little project in a box every month. It's the best thing you're going to get in your mailbox all month, trust me. It's so much fun. Everything that you need to create the projects are in the kit. It's different in the box. Everything's different every month. They're great for on the go. They're great when you're new because there's a stamp set, an ink pad, a whole bunch of stuff in there every month, and you can build on your supplies that way. It's a great way to get started. And Paper Pumpkin is marrying with Sale-a-bration for the next couple of months. And what that means is if you purchase prepaid subscriptions, 3, 6, or 12 months prepaid in my online store, and you can get those links either in the video's description or on the resource page, or just go to stampwithtami.com and click on Paper Pumpkin. And you get Sale-a-bration items for free with this. So that's one way to get some Sale-a-bration items. And I know a couple of you have told me you wait every year for Sale-a-bration to roll around, and that's when you purchase your 12-month prepaid, because with the 12-month, not only do you get free Sale-a-bration items, but you also get Stampin' rewards. So that's free, just free bonus extra products, and you get so you get a little bit of extra freebies in addition to your Paper Pumpkin kits, which are already a great deal. Okay, the next question is, what's Sale-a-bration, right? Sale-a-bration is the most wonderful time of the year, right? Sing it along with me. It's the most wonderful time. So if you shop in my online store and you spend $50, you are eligible to, actually, you will get a free product of your choice from the Sale-a-bration catalog. And you can earn as many as you'd like, unlimited. And in addition to that, if you join join with me, my Stampin' Demonstrator group, or join Stampin' Up during Sale-a-bration, there's all kinds of goodies. First of all, Demonstrator kit, best deal ever. Even without Sale-a-bration, you get to pick $125 worth of stuff, and you only pay $99, and you get free shipping on the kit, right? So silly not to do that if you have a wish list over $99. You don't have to do any demonstrating. You don't have to do videos. You don't have to do anything unless you want to. And if you want to, I'm here to help you. But it's all up to you what you would like to do with it. Some people just do it for the discount. Anywho, in addition to that, during Sale-a-bration, you are going to get a free mini paper cutter, a free paper assortment, and a free stamp set of your choice. So that's like the mega load right there of freebies, right? All right, so today we're going to be playing with the December, it's called Something for Everything Paper Pumpkin Kit. If you have this kit and you have been collecting the stamp sets from the Paper Pumpkin kits and storing them on the shelves with your regular stamp sets, I have an insert for you to print out for December. Just click on the resource page to get to it. I have, I think I have almost a year's back, actually more than a year's back maybe, of inserts for you to print off for your Paper Pumpkin stamp sets, so you can store them right up there and know what you got. It's a great way to, like I said, build on your collection. And you'll see here the supplies that are in this paper pumpkin kit. So I'm going to bounce down to the table and talk about the paper pumpkin kit, because normally I do 2 separate videos a month. When Paper Pumpkin comes in, usually I'm just so freaking excited. I cannot wait to open this box. A lot of times I don't even look ahead. I just run down, turn the camera on, and open the box, and we make it together. And so I'll show you how to make the projects, or how not to make the projects, because you learn from my mistakes when I'm making them, right? But they're all fairly easy. So these are the 3 projects that are made in this kit. And my apology comes in because when this kit came in the mail, I was in Iceland. And I was there for 2 weeks. And when I got back, my family came, and it was Christmas. And you don't want to hear it all. Long story short, I never got to do the reveal video. And I was really bummed about it. So I started making the kit, and then I did my alternate projects. So this is kind of going to be all of it combined. These projects are right out of the box. There are instructions for it in the box. And I also have the Stampin' Up video on my resource page here. So you can watch that on how to make them if you had a couple of questions on how to make yours. So I am going to show you some alternates, but in addition to the alternates, I'm also going to show you the alternate to the alternate, which I think is the best card there, right? It's so pretty. So I'm going to tell you all about them in just a minute. Let me just give you a quick, since I didn't do the reveal, let me just give you the quick scoop on what came in the kit. So it was enough to make all of this, right? We've got a stamp set here. And let me see if I can find something solid to put behind it so you can see. This is a great stamp set because it's all words. Can you see it up there pretty good? It's all words, so it's great for all occasions. And they're upside down. There we go. There's a ton of them too, right? So we always need words, right? So this makes most of your cards, like florals and nature and things like that, good for any occasion. It just stamp a different greeting on it. So that was the stamp set in. It came with a terracotta tile ink pad, and it came with the instruction booklet here. And then we got envelopes, of course. If there's cards, there's always envelopes. If they're not cards, I always show you how to make cards because I'm a card person. So, you know what? If it's not your favorite kit, I always show you how to make something different with it. I'll turn it into your favorite kit. So you got different card bases, and these made a lot more than I'm showing you. I'm just going to give you a quick rundown. There was different card bases that you just fold up. They're pre-printed that you decorate. And then there was, in addition to those, we got some banners. There were foil banners. And then these foil stickers for the cards. Now, there were 3 cards. There's 1, 2, 3 on each. And there was a couple different sheets of this. And there were these are sticker adhesives to go on the cards as well. So these 2 together make all 3 of these cards. So we're going to take these and rework them from the cards that they sent in Paper Pumpkin into these, just using a couple extra supplies. All right, so with that, let's get started with the fun. You guys ready? I'm ready. I am ready to stamp, so I'm going to bring these back out as we start working on them, but for now I'm just going to put them aside. Oh, you know, before I forget, before we say, I know that was a teaser, right? Before we jump in, I just wanted to, I got the heart. We're not using the hearts today. And you're looking at these going, what the heck is she doing? I want to tell you that today is the absolute drop deadline if you want to subscribe for January's kit. It's going to be Valentine's. It looks like it's going to be pretty awesome. I already love the color scheme that they have going on there. But they've told us that the kit is going to coordinate with these 2 heart punches that just came out in the mini catalog. So if you've been following my heartfelt class last month, if you're in my club, we have another heartfelt class. And we're using these punches, and you can see the punches in use. You can purchase these in my online store, and you don't need them to do the kit, but they let us know ahead of time that it will coordinate. And I love it when they have coordinating products, because it just, to me, means that we can get a lot more mileage out of our kits. So I just want to give you that heads up that today's the drop deadline, and we got those heart punches. We can make some more stuff with it. All right, so these are the cards that we're going to be making in today's class. I have a free PDF on the resource page of my stampwithtami.com blog, as always, for you. It's got a picture of what we're making, all of the measurements for the cards that we're making here. It will also, after I finish filming this video, contain the video that we're making right now. And so part of you, all of you that are on here live right now are actually part of our live taping. It's like, you know when you watch the TV shows and they're like, taped live in front of a studio audience. I'm like, taped live in front of an in-home audience. And I've got a QR code here to make it really easy to go back to this video that we're making, find it very simple. I try to make things really easy for you to find. In addition to that, I have a URL. These are both go to the same place. They both go to the resource page where you can get the free PDF. You can watch the video. This also has the full supply list of the additional supplies that I'm using in today's cards, on the alternate cards. And it's also got a rundown of each card and the supplies I used on each one, just to break it down even more for you. So you can get that free on my stampwithtami.com blog. Click on the resource page in this video's description. So I am going to start with You Are So Sweet. And I'm going to show you one thing when I was making these cards that I did. I knew I was going to take those away and forget where I put them. There we go. I actually took the actual paper pumpkin card and reworked this, like I reworked the actual elements that they put on this card into my alternate card. And I did that with all three of them. Okay, so for this one, we are going to start with it's the actual card base for the printed paper. So what I did with this one is I'm just using the printed paper. So I cut that down. I cut that off the front of the card. And I'm just going to zoom in just a hair for you. Not too much, but just a hair. And we're going to be working with some gold foil. So I pre-cut this. I love foil. Foil is very fun. So the paper pumpkin cards I did foil, the gold foil with. And then I took the stitched shapes labels for these two pieces here. This is, in fact, I found it easier if I actually cut these out rather than showing you the dies so you can see exactly what they cut. This stitch shapes actually has, and these are going to be really hard to see. I might have to put them on a lighter color. But there's some dies in there that instead of cutting out, they actually make these beautiful stitched patterns. So one of them's like a stitch. It looks like stitching, stitched edge. There's a regular stitch and a cross stitch there. I think that's what that's called. And then these labels. So I went ahead and I cut out two labels from that. In fact, you know what? Let me just bounce down. These are what the label. This is what the die set looks like right here. These are the stitched label dies. You can get it in my online store, and there's a link on the resource page directly to it. And here is what I cut out from it. So I cut out these two labels from that set. We're going to be using them to layer onto this card. And I'm just going to go ahead and take a soft suede ink pad. And we're going to stamp the words, You're So Sweet. Now, these words for this card, oops, I'm just trying to peel that little piece out. These words for this card, I'm going to tease you with this. They came from the Little Ladybug stamp set. If you watch Linda and I on Wednesday, we shared the Little Ladybug stamp set. This is a Sale-a-bration stamp set. And it's something that you can earn free, but it's not a normal. Most of the stuff you just earn free when you purchase. This particular one is for when your orders are over 300. So when somebody does an in-home workshop, or they place a combined order with friends that's 300, or some people have actually placed $300 orders. This is a bonus. In addition to a bunch of freebies, you get this Little Ladybug stamp set, and it is all the rage. Now, if you're not in the budget yet to place a $300 order, first of all, I would say join as a demonstrator if you wanted to place a $300 order. So at least you get 20% off. So you get 60 bucks off of that, right? But we are giving, Linda and I are giving 2 more of these away in conjunction with the episode 92 video that we did on Tuesday for the Stampin' Scoop Show. So you can bounce over to that on my stampwithtami.com blog and see how you can enter to win this stamp set free. And while I'm showing the ladybug, I have to share. This is Tina Wardell's, one of Tina Wardell's cards. So super cute, right? Simple, but so super cute. Gotta love the ladybugs, and there's going to be dies to match that we can purchase next month. I know, I'm such a tease. So you could use any words, though. It didn't have to be the ladybugs. It could be any words that you wanted to put on there, and you could make it sympathy. You could make it for other occasions. I just decided to go with You're So Sweet. So we're going to go ahead and take some of these elements that came in the kit for this one. And for this one, it's this swirly ring that goes with it. So let's go ahead and attach our base panels here. So I've got the printed paper that I cut off of I cut out from the card base in the demonstrator kit. But you could also use any designer paper that you wanted. And then some gold foil. Lots of love for the ladybugs, yeah. 3 shouts out for ladybugs. All right, now for this, these are, they're adhesive, so they're like stickers and you can just peel it right out. But instead of putting it directly on, let me just get these. I saw somebody do this. I think it was another demonstrator do this. It wasn't this piece. Let me find the piece that she did it with. It was this one. See this piece? She made a Nike card out of it that said, just do it. It was really cute. It does look a lot like the Nike symbol. And now that she's done that, that's all I see when I see that little piece. That's funny. So once I peel out the little inserts for this, there's a couple of those. I'm going to cut this in half. So that way it stretches a little bit longer on the card. So I'll take a pair of scissors and just literally cut that right in half. And then I'm going to put one half up here. I just want to make sure that it's the top and the bottom are going to be covered by, so I'm just going to hold the label kind of where I'll probably put it, just to make sure that the cut pieces aren't going to show. And then from there, we just have some assembly. So I'm going to go ahead and take some Stampin' Dimensionals. A lot of times these Stampin' Dimensionals actually come in the kit, and they always give us extra, so I use them. I use them on other stuff, because why not? No sense wasting them, right? And like I said, great way to build on your stash. So I used dimensionals on both pieces of this because I really wanted it to pop. So we got one. Two. Because you're so sweet. Then from here, I'm just going to go ahead and take some of these elements. And again, like I said, my goal here was to rework the cards that they had. So I actually took the same elements that they used on this to rework what I'm doing now with the alternate. I just wanted to do that. I thought it was kind of fun and a little challenging when I was making. I thought I would challenge myself while I was making this. So I put those little guys down there, and then this card also has two of these bigger flowers. So I put one, and with these bigger flowers, I actually put dimensionals on the back of just the bottom part, because the bottom part overhangs the label that it's going to attach to, and I wanted it to be the same height there and not stick to the card. So I did put a dimensional on the back of each of those. And I did the same thing with the leaves. The leaves. I think it's leaves, right? Okay. So, and I gotta go show this to my friend Dawn Griffith. I was just about to text her and ask her if she saw pickles when she saw these, because that's what I saw. I thought of Dawn because she loves pickles. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have to go ask her if she saw that. All right, so these are actually gonna go, I stuck two together, and then I'm gonna stick a dimensional on the back. And I'm gonna stick them, let's stick this one down here. So it looks like it's a part of the flower. I'll do that again with this one. Hello, Tina Wardell. I see that you are watching, and I just showed one of your ladybug cards. I don't know if you saw that or if you jumped on after. I love Tina's work. I'm a big fan. She's such a good artist. All right, so, and then I took, these also came in the kit, and we do have some rhinestones that are champagne rhinestones that very much look like this in my online store, and then I stuck a couple of those on here. So that is card number 1, and that was reworked from this card in the kit. So the next one that I am going to do, let's just pull it out somewhere where I'm going to lose them. I made this good luck card, and I reworked this one out of this original card that was in the Paper Pumpkin kit. So this was the original card, and then I reworked it into this. And so I've gone ahead and done some of the elements for us. We're going to use that. I cut off, first of all, I cut off the designer paper here from this is the card base. So I cut it from that, just like I did with the last card to make our designer paper. And then we've got the gold panel exactly the same. And then I'm going to take some, this is vellum cardstock, and that's just going to make, mute the background just a tiny, tiny little bit. So we'll go ahead and attach. Now the one thing with vellum, and you may see that right here, see that? You can see through it. You can see the adhesive. So always make sure when you're working with vellum that you put adhesive somewhere where it's not going to be noticed. So I try to stick it like behind where I'm going to put an element. Now on this one, I took this piece and again cut it in half to stretch it. And then I pre-cut that from the Stitch Labels die. And I'm just holding it over there so I know where I want placement. So we're going to place those down. And then actually I can go ahead and attach this with some Stampin' Dimensionals. Says, I love your nails coordinate with your project. You know, it's funky. This nail polish changes colors, so it depends on the light. Like sometimes it's green, but sometimes it's blue. Do you see the blue? Depends on what light it's in. And then sometimes it's purple. It's very funky. So we're going to put that down, and then we're going to pull out that gold adhesive stick-on sheet. And this kit, I mean, this card used this piece. So we're going to peel that right out. Now this one I didn't cut in half. This one I just used straight on. I'll just go ahead and put that on there. Actually, you know what? I lied. I did cut that one in half. I did. Okay, so we'll stick, again, I'm going to take our top piece just for placement. And this is another that I cut out from the Stitched Labels. We have a lot of stitching. It's very popular right now. Stitching dies that do stitching. So I can't remember which one this was. Now, I did something really cool with the words good luck on this one. These actually came from the Paper Pumpkin kit. Mood nails, kind of like mood nails. They change with the lighting, not my mood, but I don't know what an excited color would be, but that's what I would have today if that were the case. So these are the words. They were long. See the long strip here? So I took the word good luck, and I do this often with word sets. I actually cut it. I don't know if you can see that. I actually cut it in half so I could use the word separately and put the word good over the word luck. But I can also put it back together if I wanted to, simply by going like that and stamping it all together. So I have options when I do that. And I kind of made a couple more words in there that I didn't have before. I have good and I have luck. So this one, I put that one on green because it reminded me of St. Patrick's Day. So I went ahead and I stamped that in some Pear Pizzazz, and we are going to put some Stampin' Dimensionals on that. And that is our card number 2. And this is alternate to the Paper Pumpkin kit. And here's the card that I reworked. So this was the original Paper Pumpkin, and then I reworked the elements to turn it into the good luck card. Okay, so next up, we are going to create this Thinking of You card. And this one I did from, this was the original Paper Pumpkin, and then I reworked the elements into this one. So for this one, let me show you how I made these dies. I cut the dies out of, this is terracotta tile. Now, I could have cut it out of terracotta tile cardstock, and it would have looked exactly like this. However, I was already cutting the front off of the card base to create our printed label. So I thought, well, why not just cut the dies from the Stitched Labels die right out of the back sheet there, because you got some uses there. So I cut them right out of the back. So, I mean, nothing goes to waste around here. You know what I'm saying? All right, so I've, I've pre-cut these. I'm going to, for the words on this one, I embossed the Thinking of You. Now, the Thinking of You also came from the little ladybug stamp set. So freaking cute. Savvy says she's afraid to cut her stamps. And I do understand that. And I probably would be too. But it actually gives you so many more options. And they line up perfectly together on the block. So you can use them together or apart. It's one other beauty of these clear mount and photopolymer stamps that we couldn't do with the old-fashioned wood stamps. So I'm going to take the Emboss Buddy and just rub it over this cutout label that we have here. And we're going to stamp the words Thinking of You from Versamark. And then I'm going to take some gold emboss powder here. Hello, Connie from Ketchikan, Alaska. Is it still dark all the time up there yet, or are you guys getting daylight now? I felt for you when I saw in December that as the days were getting shorter and shorter. I'm like, oh no, poor Connie has no light at all, so I shouldn't be complaining about our days getting shorter. So I poured some gold emboss powder over the top of this, over the Thinking of You, and then we're going to take our heat tool and just heat that up. You know what, before I do that, let me zoom in just a hair so you can really see what's going on here. Especially, I know I saw a few new people come on there, and welcome. Be sure to subscribe if you're new. There we go. You see that? Embossing has always been one of my favorite. I call it a magic trick. It's always been one of my favorite because it's I mean, 16 years I've been doing this. It's still a while. It's still so super cool. So that was just a quick little embossing. Oh, and Connie has let us know that she actually has 6 hours of light now. Yay! So I went ahead and just attached these because we saw how to do that on the first card. So you guys know how I put those together now. And if you were jumping in late and didn't see the first card, you can rewind back after we're done and check that out. So I'm just putting some vellum cardstock onto our card base, and then I'm going to go ahead and take some dimensionals, which I buried on the table. And we'll attach the bottom part of the label. Since these, I mean, normally if I had done this with cardstock, it would be colored on both sides. But since I cut this from the printed card base, they have it white inside so that you can write inside, which is kind of cool. So it's got a white backing. So doesn't matter, I'm hiding that white backing right now. Now, before I put this one on, I will go ahead and put the dimensionals on it. But before I put this one on, I'm going to take that last gold sticker from that gold stick-on sheet that came in the paper pumpkin kit right here. And let's peel that out. Ah! Let's rip that one off. Okay, let me back up and say gently peel that out. Don't get too excited because I don't want to rip a piece off. We might just rework this one again. Let's see what I can do with it. The suspense is just killing me here. She can do it. I know she can do it. Okay. So if you're new to Paper Pumpkin, I'm just going to tell you right now, that's probably the hardest part of putting this card together. Just feeling that out. Okay, so now I think this one I didn't cut this one like I did with the others. I'm just going to go ahead and put that one down because it fit over really nice. It was a little bit longer, and actually I think I can, that little piece that I just ripped off, I think I can actually get that right back in there, and nobody even knows what I did. Nobody even saw that except, 200 of my closest friends. Shh, don't tell anybody else. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and take that round label that we just heat embossed and stick that on over the top. And then we could put some of those rhinestones on here if you wanted to and jazz that one up a little bit more. And that is the reworked version of this card. Now the last card, for those of you who didn't get the Paper Pumpkin kit or used all of your Paper Pumpkin kit and don't have one anymore, is from the Frosted Floral stamp set. I love this one. This one's my favorite. So this is from the Frosted Floral stamp set and the Frosted Bouquet dies. So I'll show you those real quick. These are the dies. And this is the stamp set. So I just use the words from the stamp set and this largest flower here, these two images from the stamp set. And the dies, this is what they cut out, match that. And I'll just bounce over here real quickly. You can see these are, you can purchase these in my online store. Once they were a bundle, now they're available separately, but they coordinate together. They're made to be used together. And so I'm going to go ahead and stamp the largest flower out of that stamp set with some Grapefruit Grove. And then I am going to go ahead and stamp the words in Pear Pizzazz. Boop, boop, boop. Play along with me, pretend I just did that. And then I'm going to use the die cut, the Frosted Bouquet die cuts, and I'm going to cut the words out with the round. I'm going to cut the two flowers out with the coordinating die that matches them. And we are ready to start this card. Now, these pieces right here, these two leaf pieces were punched out with the leaf punch that I've already lost on my table. But it's a leaf, it's a punch, and it looks just like that. And if oh, there it is. I was like, if I find it, I'll bring it back out. Leaf punch. So I punched them out. Now this is really cool. What I punched them out of is really cool. This is Perennial Essence Vellum cardstock. It comes in a pack, a 12 by 12 pack, and there are 3 different colors here. And they're vellum, so they're see-through, but they give you a little bit of color here, and they're just really, really pretty. So I punched the leaves out of the green, and then these 3 pieces came from that Frosted Bouquet dies right here. And I punched 2 out of green and 1 out of the, is it saffron or is it mango? I'm drawing a blank on which color that is. And the background designer series, oh, you know what, before I show you that, I actually, instead of using gold on this card, I went with the champagne foil. I wanted to mix it up just a little bit here. And I cut 2 of these little guys, this one right here, that die, out of the middle of the champagne. I know somebody just mentioned they do this, so I do it too. She said she saves the middle of her foil so she can use it for embellishments. I do that too, and that's exactly what I did here. I cut these 2 pieces out of the middle of the panel that I'm going to be layering on top of because no one's going to see it. And it's just a little extra that you can get out of your foil. So the background here, these stripes, these came from the Poppy designer paper. So, oh my gosh, let me, you gotta back way out here so you can see the beautiful things in this. This is brand new in the Occasions catalog. It's double-sided. It's just, look at these. Look at these. They're just gorgeous, gorgeous pieces of paper. It's going to make you sad to actually put put one side down and the back side of them. So I used the stripes there for this card. And we are actually ready to do some assembly. The assembly is where all of my instruction is going to be on this one. So I've got our Whisper White card base, and we're going to start with that foil panel that I actually punched or die cut those pieces out of. I don't know why, but the champagne foil and the silver foil, I think, does this too. I like snail adhesive, but for some reason, I can't apply it to the back. It will stick to the snail if I put it on the base, but it won't stick to the back of this if I just put it on the back. So that's how I work around it. I don't normally put the adhesive on the bottom layer. I normally put it on the back of the top layer, but that particular time I did. Oh, this is going to be sad to put this down. Oh, I'm so sad to put adhesive on the back of this. Look at how pretty that is. Oh, here we go. So there is the our designer paper there. So we had used the actual cards, the printed card fronts for the other printed panels here, but this time I'm actually using designer paper. So you can see you can do a lot with this. You can actually sub, if you don't have that kit, you can sub a lot of different things to make these beautiful and get a very similar look here. So next we're gonna start with our assembly here with the 2 labels. I'm gonna go ahead and put those on with some Stampin' Dimensionals. So I like a lot of pop, and these cards are definitely pop. They are definitely popping. And for those of you who are coming in late and are loving the paper pumpkin, 2 reminders. One is that today is the drop deadline for the January kit, so you need to go pop on over to stampwithtami.com and so either subscribe or get a prepaid. And the other is that if you do a 3, 6, or 12-month prepaid in my online store, you will get free Sale-a-bration products with it. So you want to do that today so you get the January kit, because especially those of you who are sad that you didn't get this kit, don't be sad again when that one comes out, because that one's gonna, like I said, it's gonna match those heart punches. So I stamped and cut out these flowers with the First Frost stamp set and the frosted floral dies. I am going to, oops, I'm having a hard time picking that up. There we go. I'm going to flip those over and put some dimensionals on the back, just on the bottom of the back. And the reason why I put it on the bottom of the back is because it's on this panel, but I've already popped up the circle, so I want it to be the same level as that circle. There, so we've got our main elements in, and then the last part of this card is actually just putting in our foliage. So here are our contenders. These are our pieces of foliage that we're going to be putting in here. These were cut with the First Frost and the Perennial Essence vellum cardstock. And these were cut out of the champagne foil that I used on the background of this card. So I took these dudes and I cut them in half. And I cut a tiny little bit off the bottom of these because I found they fit better when I do that. Oh, I'm glad you guys like this card. Thank you. I know this one, I was in love with it when I made it. I was like, oh, it's so pretty. I had gotten the idea from the flowers of the paper pumpkin, and then I was just kind of, going outside the box with it. Okay, I don't know where my Stampin' Dimensionals are, so I'm just going to use snail for this. But I would probably normally recommend Stampin' Dimensionals. Just put a couple of dots there. I'm going to go ahead and just piece these in. So we got a little foliage around the leaf, around the flower here. I want that one to go in just a little bit more. And then these little doodads here. Let's see, we'll take a top and a bottom. And maybe one of these for our top panel. So I'm just going to put some adhesive just on the bottom edge of each of those. And then I just kind of fit them in. Like you're working a little puzzle or piece of art, which we are working a little piece of art here. And this vellum, the Perennial Essence colored vellum, it's so pretty to work with. And it really looks so nice when you're working with delicate flowers. It's just very pretty. And then we're going to do the same thing with these bottom pieces here. Did I say dimensionals? Thank you, Donna. I'm sorry. I did mean glue dots. I would normally use glue dots on these and these. If I said dimensionals, thank you for correcting me. Sometimes I have one thing on the brain and it just comes out. And I don't even know I said it. All right, so I'm just piecing those in, kind of like we did on the top. Where's it? Oh, it's stuck to my finger. Okay, there we go. And then the last, I'm just gonna, again, I would use a glue dot on these because they're really small, but it's okay. It's all right. We're just gonna roll with it. So this one goes right on top so it really stands out.